Hey everyone, how you doing? How you doing? Y'all come on in, come on in. Sorry we're a little late. We got some late sessions tonight. We're gonna give you all time to come in tonight. Hey Sharika. Or is it Sherika? Sherika? Miss Pollock. What's up everybody? Where y'all coming in from? Hey y'all. Oh, you were mad that you missed us last night? Well, I tell you what, since you missed us last night, make sure you join our YouTube. What's up, Tajina? Uh, Make sure you go to our YouTube page, Joaquin and Stacy Loper. Subscribe to our page, and you can watch all of our lives there. Okay. What's up? We got Kelly in the house. Oh, Louisiana, Alexandria to be exact. What's up, Oklahoma? Huntsville, Alabama, right up the road from us. We got Virginia in the house over here on YouTube. Texas. Thank y'all for being here. My wife is in the she's coming. She'll be here shortly. Trying to get a little food to eat. We got Dallas in the house. Thank you. Thank you, Sailor. Thank you, Sailor. I hope y'all saw the topic of tonight. We're gonna do mommy and daddy issues too tonight. We're gonna let this thing flow. Man, have some more great sessions today dealing with mommy and daddy issues, man. Abandonment issues. So we're gonna stick to this thing because we know any and everybody in these lives, we all can contribute to some mommy and daddy issues, whether big, large, or indifferent, or small. Hey, what's up? We got Australia in the house. Sacramento, Maryland, ATL, Washington, D.C., Auburn, Louisiana up in the house again. We got Kentucky and Tennessee over here on YouTube. We even have Canada on YouTube. Thank you for being here, Miss Sherry Friesen. Minnesota, Birmingham, New Mexico. Let me go and turn this off right now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for coming on in. Sweetie, how long? Okay. We love you too, Jeff. We love you too. Texas. We got Jamaica now. Baby, we got Jamaica in the house. Boom. Hey, baby. We got Decatur, Mississippi in the house. Decatur, Mississippi. That's my stomping ground, people. That's born and raised, Decatur, Mississippi. Miss Holden. How you doing, Miss Holden? I don't know if I know you, but Miss Holden, you from my city.
Miss Holden, do you know this heathen of mine?
I'm her heathen.
You are definitely my heathen.
You ain't bring me no nuts?
No, you already got them. You come prepared with them. Hey, y'all. Hey.
She come in with the mess. Hey, you bring no cashews?
Oh, I got you. You stay right there. I forget. Cashews for you, baby.
I can't stand her, y'all. That's not funny, Ms. Pollock. Alicia Davis from GA. What's up now? New Zealand in the house. All right, so look, don't y'all laugh at her. All right, we got somebody else in the house from Mississippi. Thank you all for being here. So look, for you all that were here that are back for tonight, thank you so much. What's up, Harold? Who's that? Missy Harold. Look here. Now, already know. We got Taj, and we're going to have my man David on YouTube to be our moderators. So please understand, we're coming in with love. We're coming in with positive attitudes and positive vibes. So, man, please keep it that way. On TikTok, we have Graffiti and my girl D. Clark Curry up on TikTok. So those are our moderators. So if you're saying anything or doing anything that's bringing negativity toward us, man, we're going to get you on up out of here. We love you, but we'll see you next time. All right? So tonight, you saw the topic, same as last night, mommy and daddy issues, part 2. I will try not to have the tears flowing.
Yeah.
As my wife did last night. You want to say hey?
We're eating nuts tonight, y'all. Like pecans, cashews, peanuts. Hello, everyone.
What's up now? Say just coming in. What's
Glad
up?
to be here. We know we're kind of late on tonight. Yep. So tonight we're going to talk some more about daddy issues continued, because someone on YouTube made a great statement last night about what she didn't get from her father. She looked for in other people. She looked for in a man to complete that aspect of her, and always ended up in a failed relationship.
And she said they saw it in her.
And they saw it in her. And this is the thing. What's on you is on you. And believe it or not, people see that.
No matter what you do to mask it.
They see it. It's in your actions. It's in the way you talk. It's in the information that you share with them initially.
Mm-hmm.
They get all of that. So who's ever been in a place to where you were seeking someone out to fill a void?
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Father God, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for the information to go forth, Father God. Hide us behind Calvary's cross, don't allow the words that speak, that you allow to use to be spoken through us, Father God. Be a blessing to everyone that's listening. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah. What's up, Keith? We got Qualls back in here, girl.
Hey, Keisha.
All right, so go ahead with what you said.
I was saying that, has anybody ever, because of the lack of what they received from their parents, the lack of love, the lack of affection, you felt neglected and rejected, that as you got older, you were seeking those things in all the wrong places and people.
And therefore you accepted anything just to have something.
Right. Oh, we're not sad. Somebody asked why are we so sad. We're not sad at all. We are very happy. Very happy.
Oh, yeah, very happy.
And sometimes what happens is when we go and we seek that out, we kind of lower our standards because we want to feel wanted. We want to be needed because we never felt that from our parents or from someone in our life growing up that we really needed to feel it from. And that's what those mama and daddy issues do to us. It make us make choices and choose people that aren't good for us. And we know they're not good for us, but it's like, I love him. And I know this ain't what it's supposed to be, but I love him.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my God. So I'm going to tell y'all a story, okay?
She has plenty.
I got a lot of them. And Joaquina's going to be kind of surprised that I tell y'all this story, okay? It was the story of me getting stalked at the age of 16, okay?
Hey, y'all listen up. If you're not in here, get in here. Invite your people in. Tell them come on through. Y'all don't want to miss this story. I said,
don't do that.
The fact that she's going to tell the story, invite your people in. If you're looking at me on TikTok right now, you hit that button. You're going to want to hear this story. I swear for you. Yup, man.
He swear for cheese and crackers. Y'all want to hear this story.
Y'all want to hear this story. And this is the truth, nothing but the truth. So help her God.
Okay. Hey, David. David is in the house. Okay. So I'm in this relationship with this guy at the age of 16. And y'all, he was a year and a half older than me. And I have been seeing him on and off for about 2 years, huh? Ever since I was about 14 years old.
First of all, why you even dating?
Why am I dating at that age? Think about it. My father wasn't present at that time. Even though my stepdad was, he had his own stuff going on. My mom had her own stuff going on. You know what? So I just did my thing, okay? I'm 14. Met this guy at the skating rink. My mama was at the skating rink with me. Met this little boy at the skating rink. Little boy, okay? But by the time I turned 16 years old, this relationship sort of turns fatal, okay?
Can't make this stuff up, y'all.
So I'm 16. I'm working at the mall. which is the only mall, Village Fair Mall in Meridian, Mississippi. Okay. And every night that I get off work, I'm feeling some type of way. Okay. And also, when I'm at home, it's like somebody is watching me at all times. Okay. So this guy lived about a 10-minute drive from me, but he could actually leave his house and walk to my house and get to my house within an hour. Or he could ride his bike from his house to my house. Okay.
She had him walking, y'all.
Don't do that. So I'm not really seeing him at this point because he's deciding that he doesn't really want to take school seriously. He wants to do his own thing. Okay. So I'm trying to distance myself from him, not knowing that this dude is stalking me to a point to where he's sitting on top of my mom's roof.
He climbed on my house, y'all.
He is on top of my mom's roof. And how he would get on the roof is that we had this brick grill in our backyard. Okay. And it was very close to the roof of the house where you could step on it and get on top of our roof. Okay. So it got to the point to where he would text me and he would say, I see you. And I'm like, at this point, I'm not at home. I left with some other dude and got in the car with somebody else. Okay. And he was like, I see you. And I'm like, so I would just kind of like look around where I am. And it's like, I don't see him, nothing.
Hey.
I get home and immediately as I get in the house and close the door, I get another text. I see you.
That man that laid on top of the roof through dinner, through a movie, and whatever else. Waiting on her to come home.
Waiting on me to come home. Seeing who I left with. When I come back home, am I coming back home with the same person? It's like he was watching everything. Okay. So then
not on the roof. Yes,
it got to the point to where he would show up at my job when he knew I was at work, and I would get off around 9:15, 9:20, and I'm walking out of the mall to the point to where I had to get on the phone with my best friend, and I had to tell her, if I don't make it home in 20 minutes, you need to call the cops.
Hey, okay? Candace, and I'm gonna tell you how much sense this girl had at 16. She went well. I don't know about this sense or not, but anyway, she would not tell her mom. She never told her mom.
Never told my mom.
But she would tell her best friend exactly who to look for if something happened to her, XYZ.
Mm-hmm. I would tell her exactly who to look for. So it got to the point to where
she said, I had that happen to me in the 90s. This was the 90s.
This was the 90s.
I'm telling you, I had that.
So one night, the guy that I was seeing that he wanted me to break up with and get back with him had picked up a girl from work one night and took this girl back to his house. I was trying to call this guy and I'm like, how does this other guy know that this guy has picked up a girl? He texted me and he called me. He says, I know where he is. And I was like, what do you mean you know where he is? So I just hung up the phone in his face. I called the guy that I'm supposed to be dating, and he tells me I got to drive to like Jasper, Mississippi, and I got to go see my grandmother at 9:00 at night. Your grandma's asleep, dude. Really? Really?
She had heartburn.
So I was like, look, dude, and when the guy was like, he took the girl to his house. He texted me. He telling me everything. Y'all, this dude was there when the guy picked the girl up. He was watching me and the other dude. Okay? Needless to say, I go over to the dude that I was supposed to be talking to. I go over to his house, and the girl is at his house with him. I was like, oh my God. It began to become real for me, y'all. Okay? So about 2 weeks passed, and he's still following me. He's still saying, I see you when you get off work. All of this. So one night I get off work. Again, I'm still calling my best friend and I'm saying, look, if I don't make it home in 20 minutes, you know what to do. And by this time, she was used to it. She knew what time I got off. She knew that I should be calling her by a certain time. Okay. So this one particular night I walk outside and all of a sudden somebody comes up behind me and puts a gun to my head. I couldn't move. I couldn't. I was like, oh my God. He whispers in my ear. He says, if I can't have you, nobody can. He says, and if you don't think I'm for real, he said, try me. He said, I haven't been doing what I'm doing for nothing. He said, so you don't want to find out. He says, but you keep playing these games, you ain't gonna live long enough to see the outcome. And he walked away from me. I could have peed my pants.
I would have peed my pants.
But I was like, my heart was beating so fast. My heart was beating so fast. And I was like, and me being the person that I was like, I could have called the cops. I could have done all of that. And I probably should have. Should have. But I didn't, y'all. Y'all know what I did? That was the night that I went home and told my mom I didn't want to live with her anymore. And the excuse that I used so that I wouldn't tell my mom what happened was that I told her that she was going through too much mentally and I didn't want to end up like her. I just knew I needed to get out of town. I knew that I needed to get as far away from him as I could possibly get from him. And that's when I moved to New York City. So when I moved to New York City, and I'm going to bring this story home for y'all. When there's somebody that's not good for us and we know it, but because we're still trying to fill a void, we go back to that same toxicity. I moved to New York in February. I came home in July. I came to visit my mom in July. Guess who I went and slept with? The same man that held the gun up to my head because I was still trying to fill a void.
At 16.
I was 17 at the time. I had turned 17. So let me tell y'all something. We make some of the dumbest decisions when we don't have those things in our life that we need, that we so long for. I mean, look, I am not one to say I haven't made some choices that I knew was unhealthy for me. I can't sit here and tell y'all that I haven't made some choices that rendered me stupid at some point because I knew the danger that I had put myself back in when I went back and slept with him again. Because there's a possibility when I did that, I would not have made it out of Meridian, Mississippi to live my life in New York for the next 5 years. But I did. But here's the thing. I was still trying to fill voids because I still hadn't made that connection with my biological father yet, whom I was missing so much. And to this day, he did. Eventually, over years, he apologized to me. Over years, his brother, his older brother, and his dad also apologized to me. Both of them, because they knew what had happened. Because he went home that night, and I didn't find this out until years later. He went home that night and told his dad what he had done. Yep. But I'm telling y'all, we make these decisions that render us incompetent to do the things that we know that we need to do to protect us. But see, he was going through some mom and daddy issues himself. His mom left him and his daddy and his brother to go and take a job in another state and told them they can have the house and everything. All she wanted to do was just go on and move on with her life. So he was dealing with those issues of abandonment. He was dealing with those issues of, I don't want you to leave me just like my mama left me. Because if you leave me, I know you're not coming back. And granted, that is not an excuse to get him off the hook. But we were all dealing with something. And these are the type of decisions that we make when we are missing or lacking something that we need so bad. We began to fill those voids with things we know not good for us. And I feel like a lot of people have probably been through something similar to that. And I don't account that to, oh, I was the bomb back then, or I was that. No, I was immature. I was incompetent. I truly needed some guidance, and I wasn't getting it from my mom. And my stepdad was doing his own thing with every Mary Sue, Sally, and Jackie Jane in town. And then my dad was off over there living his life. So we all have been in those situations to where at some point we were trying to, like, I love him though. I really want to be with him. I'm going to give him another chance because I feel like I can change him.
When really you don't know what love is.
I had no clue. I just knew I needed to feel something. Yes. And I wanted it to be different than what I was feeling in that moment.
Yes, Candy S. Ryder, yes.
What did she say?
She said, aren't you glad we don't stay young?
Man, I'm glad we live and we learn.
Well, I'm sorry, some of us.
Yes.
Because some people are grown kids.
Yep. And this is the thing, learn from those experiences, man. Learn from them.
Yeah, I ain't never stalked nobody.
Oh, you just ran whenever they said they loved you or they were catching feelings. What graffiti say?
I had a bandmate. She said I have a strong poker face. Some of them comments. Somebody said, "Where is he now?" Somebody said he worked for the FBI.
Y'all, let me tell y'all that story.
Oh, this is why. Let me tell y'all this. This is why when you grow up and you grow up as an individual, you cannot allow people to hold you down or keep you in a certain position.
Yep.
Even family people. Y'all gotta hear. When you start growing up mentally and maturing and growing out of that ignorant stage, don't be surprised that people that you're close to want to stay where they are.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
2 years ago.
Was it 2
years ago?
About 3 years ago.
I had just moved here, didn't I? Was I still in Memphis this season?
I don't know. You had moved here.
I had moved here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So about 2 years ago, or maybe even a little over, I get a phone call from my sister. And she says, "Girl, you hear what happened?" And I was like, "No, what happened?" She said, such and such died. So y'all wonder where he is. He passed away 2 years ago. And my phone was blowing up from those people who knew how to get in contact with me.
Now, she hadn't dealt with this guy in what?
I hadn't seen him, ain't talked to him in over 15 years, 16, 20 years probably. Ain't seen him. And I get a phone call, he's died. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, I don't know. And then people say, "You coming to the funeral, girl? I know everybody would like to see you." I don't care. Everybody want. Why would I? Yes, my condolences goes to his family, but
yeah,
what?
It's mess.
Yes. It was crazy.
And I'm telling you how messy people are. Some people even called her, and before they say anything, "Is your husband around?"
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they did.
Is your husband around? Huh.
Is your husband around?
Now I'm like, they ain't do. You sure he did?
Like, okay.
But this is the thing, and this is just one instance of how our family and our parents' dynamics affect us. I'm gonna speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a young Black man, not being affirmed, not receiving love the way I needed it, built up a lot of pride, built up a lot of macho bravado. Listen to other people tell you what a man should do,
mm-hmm.
what a man should be, And if you're not doing this, you're not a man. That's what we deal with. When you don't have a father around, even if the father is not perfect, if he's not speaking into you and affirming you as a young man and pressing you to have goals as a man and not as a pole, this is what you're going to do. And now my manhood or my sense of manhood is based off of how many women can I sleep with?
Yep.
Where can I work at to buy a car? So I get some rims so I can look like I'm happy.
Speak to him, baby. D. Clark, what's up?
Hootie woo!
I know, bloop, bloop.
Then I have my mom. My mom loved me to death, but she didn't know how to show me love from a woman's standpoint of I didn't know how to receive love. I'm going to just be honest with you all, ladies. Me as a man, I knew how to treat a woman right with chivalry, but I didn't know how to receive love. I didn't know what that looked like. So all this cuddling and hugging and stuff, wow, don't do that.
Hey, Brandy on TikTok. I think that's Brandy. So I want Joaquin to share with you all from a man's perspective how his father issues impacted him. Not coming to, you don't remember seeing your father at football games. And
I remember that, man. You know, as a young man, I used to, and I remember back in junior high, I used to cry on the football field because I would see other kids hugging their parents. And I'm like, man, my dad said he was going to be here. My mom working 2 or 3 jobs just to provide for us because my dad running the streets. And she's not able to be there. Even when I got to high school, all of my anger, I used to fight all the time. They used to make my dad was such a so promiscuous. They used to sing the song about my dad, Miss Mary Mack. They changed it around and said Willie Mack. They called my dad's name was Willie Mack. His middle name is Mack.
Mac Daddy Willie.
Yep.
That's what we call him, Mac Daddy Willie. I'm sorry. When you can date the woman that lives 3 doors down, you's a Mac Daddy, okay? But when you have your son coming down there and say, "Mama said dinner ready." Yes.
These are some
I
of
ain't
the
lying
things.
to you.
These are some of the things that I went through.
Yep.
Yeah, they used to sing my daddy Willie Mack, all dressed in black. Got 25 kids, all down the track. Hey.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Bro, they used to be on me.
Somebody said, damn.
Yeah. And guess what? Every time they sing that song,
Macaroni Mac.
Yeah. Hey, we in the bathroom squad.
Yo.
I fought all the time. Had a temper, was always angry, and all I wanted to do was for my father or a man to tell me that he loved me. Show some love to me. So when I did start getting attention, and then in junior high, you know, not having much, being one of the poor kids. No, not because you're poor. Now you're called ugly because you don't have the right shoes or the right clothes and stuff.
Macaroni Mac bringing the chip. I'm done. I'm out. I'm getting out.
You started this mess. You started this macaroni stuff.
Macaroni. I'm about to choke on my pecan.
Good. Choke on the nuts.
Macaroni Mac bringing the cheddar. I'm sorry.
I hate her. Now, for you all that are wondering, we talk like this around my dad now. We joke like this now.
Yeah.
And my dad tells me all the time, if he could go back, he would do things differently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's all he knew. This is all he knew, and this is what people allowed for him to do. So as I got older, sports was my outlet. Sports was my way of getting all my anger out, and all the pain that I felt was issued on me. I would deliver it to other people. People used to always say, man, you're pretty good in sports. I was, because I was really out there trying to give out the pain that I was feeling.
Yeah.
then again, I didn't know how to really treat women. The way I treat my wife now is totally against what I saw growing up. So now I don't know how to talk to women. I talk at them because that's what I saw. I tell my wife, I watched my father beat my mom, domestic abuse, watching him cheat on her. Like my wife just said, the woman that he actually, once my mom and him got divorced, he actually ended up marrying the woman he was used to cheat on him with for years. He had 4 kids with the other woman. Mm-hmm. We were literally, my stepbrother was 2 years older than me. My stepbrother was 2 years older than me. Then I had a stepbrother that was 3 years younger than me. Then the sister was like 5 years younger than me, right there with my younger sister.
Well,
yep.
But them names still keep me.
Yes. So this is what we grew up dealing with. That's why when I tell you that us two, changed the dynamics of our family.
We changed the dynamic of our family.
But you have to be aware of where you come from, and you have to be willing to accept. Man, I have issues.
Yep.
And they start with my daddy and my mama.
Yep. Yep.
So I really had some resentment toward my father for a long time. I didn't trust women. I don't trust men. Because I saw what they did. I don't trust anybody. Mm-hmm. Period. I stay close to me. And truth be told, I didn't trust me too much. So I had to have people to keep me in check.
Yeah. Joaquin does not have a lot of male friends.
No. No, my male friends are cats I grew up with from knee high, to a grasshopper. I can call their names Keith, Big Pern, Wern, Sid, Terrence, Vic, Judd. Joe, those are the people that are my friends. Danielle, Eric Houston.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good question. How did y'all break the cycle?
Yep. How do we break the cycle? we're gonna put a pin right there. Someone asked on TikTok, how do we break the cycle? We intentionally made moves that were totally opposite of what we grew up in.
Yep. That's exactly what we did.
We did things with God leading us. Mm-hmm. Being aware of what we come from and making sure we do the opposite.
Right.
Opposed to what our flesh or our instincts may be telling us to do, we did the opposite.
Yep. The total opposite. And here's the thing. I love for Joaquin to share his story because it truly is a testament of, despite what that man saw growing up, he can choose to be different. Yep. He can choose to say, I don't want to be that. I don't want to treat my wife this way. I want to be a better father to my kids. And that was a choice, a conscious choice that Joaquin made. And that is why for many, many, many years, Joaquin would never get in a serious relationship.
No.
At the moment of any sign of feelings or emotions coming into whatever he had going on with someone, Joaquin was like, nope, I'm done. I'm out.
Peace.
I'm out. He says, because I never want to be what my father was to my mom. I don't ever want to cause a woman pain the way my father caused my mom pain. Yep. So and this is where it hindered him. He never allowed himself to commit or to truly love a woman as he was getting to know women.
Yep. I had some nice women too. Nice women. Nice.
He did.
Nice women. Mm-hmm. They didn't deserve that.
Yep. And he knew that. He was like, they don't deserve for me to treat them the way that I could possibly treat them because I'm not in a good space. Mm-hmm. I know I don't want commitment. I know that I don't want that. So that's why it took him so long to ask me to marry him.
I ain't trust her either. So.
And rightfully so. Look at what I ended up doing. I mean, hence, here we go. That's where we ended up, where we were. But in the midst of that, Joaquin was like, wanting to see his mom live a life that she had never lived before. He wanted to see other women in his family, even his sister, not go down the road because of the brokenness she experienced because the father was not there.
And that's exactly what they did.
And that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
And it's a constant reminder because I look at my sister who is in a much better place now. I look at my sister, and we used to always say when we would go through something or when our siblings would go through something, we knew it was a direct result of the lack of the parenting of the fathers that were in our lives. We knew it.
Yep. And I'm gonna be honest with you all. I have a great question up here by Latoya, 1966. What made him change his mind with you?
David, stop. David said it took a little while to apply for that financial aid.
Hey, I had to make sure the money was coming in, David.
Okay, David.
Let me tell you something. I met my wife exactly when God needed me to, of course. Mm-hmm. Because by the time I met my wife, I was already struggling with doing the same old. Yes, I just turned 24 years old, but I had lived a nice life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
stacking his money.
Yeah,
buying the cars he wanted.
Own houses, thanks God to my uncles in real estate. I was a hoe in the military. It was not for me to sleep, with several women. Anyway, it was getting old. It really was getting old to me. It wasn't a challenge for me. And it seemed like I was just going around the circle. And I'd rather just be alone sometimes. But when I met my wife, I actually started having fun. This is one thing that I tell you that I knew was different about my wife from the day I met her. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That one little gem she had.
That one little gem
she had. My wife she made me better. And I'm not saying that to make her blush. I ain't saying that to, pump her brakes or, pump her head up. My wife, however she did it, she always challenged me to be better. And that's a gift. That ain't something that she just, she just made to be a tool of hers. That's a gift. And she always made me want to be better, even in the way I spoke. She was like, hey, don't. I remember one time I jokingly said to her, what's up, shawty? She was like, excuse me? And if you'd have saw the way she looked, I was like, girl, I'm just playing. How you doing, Stacy? She always made me want to be better. To this day, she doesn't let me settle. And that's what I love about it. Anybody that's going to be around her or work with her and thing, she wants 100% out of you. And then some. I wasn't getting that with the women I was just sleeping with because they couldn't challenge me. I couldn't have conversations with them. It was just like, why are you talking about 106 and Park? Now I'm telling my age now. Yeah, 106 Park. Mm-hmm. The basement. But seriously, and then after that, I still had other friends. I still met other people, but it was something about her that made me just admit, you know what? Let me try to be this little relationship thing. And lo and behold, here we are 16 years later.
She baked that cheesy.
Yeah. She knows she doesn't deserve me. Don't you? Mm-hmm. You know you don't deserve me?
Oh, no. That let you know I was not listening.
She coming. She ain't listening to me, y'all. Man.
Why you gotta do that online?
Yeah. Hey, David, yeah, big tigger. But seriously, man. But this is the thing. I was actually taking time. I was actually praying to God. I was like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. I literally started praying. I was like, man, I don't understand how people, they have daddy issues. They have personal daddy and mom issues. But you can be 30, 35, 40 years old. still out here doing the same thing in the club, trying to hook up. Man, at some point, we have to grow out of that. I was only 24 and I was tired of it. But I still had daddy. I still didn't know how to commit. I still didn't know how to get over my fears. I still didn't know how to accept love.
He didn't know how to be a father either, coming into a ready-made family with me and my girls.
I sure didn't know how to do that because I wasn't even ready to be married. That's
Let alone raise children that weren't his.
So you talking about fear, man? I'm telling you, I'm there. If y'all ask me anytime, what do I fear in life? It ain't another man. I fear the IRS, child support, and I'm being broke. And those first two will lead to it: IRS and child support. That's what I fear.
Ashley
and God.
Stamps. You're being what you told me you were earlier right now. Yep. She gonna hate me. Like you said, you don't know why you my friend, Ashley.
Yep. And so I'm telling y'all, man. But this is the thing. My life didn't really change until I actually went and I ain't gonna say confronted my father. I actually went to my father and had a talk with him, and I asked him for his forgiveness. And then on top of that, before anything, I told him that I forgave him.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know what I'm forgiving you for, man, I forgive you. At the end of the day, my father had really his main goal. He accomplished it. My father got me to this earth. The little things that my father did teach me, I still hold on to them to this day. My father taught me how to be a hard worker. Told me how to work. He taught me how to work hard. He taught me some skills that I still use to this day. But was he the best father? No. But did he give me everything that he had? Yes.
And that's the thing.
That's the unfortunate situation that a lot of us are faced in. Our parents can only give us what they know and what they have.
I can't stand Ashley Stamps. I just want you to know that.
Yep. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, my father has 13 kids in all. And we all know each other. We're all close.
Yes.
We love you. Look, I'm telling you, I can go down the list and name them, but I ain't gonna call all their names.
Yeah. And I love his family.
Oh, they love her.
Like his brothers, and I mean, man. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is what it's about. It's about, and this is another thing. A lot of times, a lot of us, men and women, we hold on to that childhood pain and use it as excuses. I remember my pastor, shout out to Pastor Alfred Myler, Memphis, Tennessee. He told me one time, he said, let this be the last time you use the pride as an excuse. Mm-hmm. Well, man, I did this because, I'm too prideful for that. My dad still, Yeah. No, we not, you have to put people in your life, intentionally put people in your life that's going to push you, to challenge you, to be better than what you say you don't want to be. Because this is the thing. Sometimes you can try so hard being something that you come from that you end up being exactly what you're trying not to be.
It's the comments for me, yo. Tiffany said, I'm struggling to find a man that's breathing. Tiffany, now I'm trying to be serious and you ain't letting me do that. You are not letting me be great on YouTube today. That's right, Carla. All those women led him to me.
Financial aid led me to her.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give me some free money.
He would come to get that Hurricane Katrina money, y'all. Remember?
Yeah.
You know, Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
That Hurricane Katrina money was coming while he was making sure he was going to get him some.
Run me my money.
Like, how much more of that money can I get?
Yep. Ask her, did she get it for me?
I did. I got you some of that Hurricane Katrina FEMA money.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the thing, man. And I will look. This is the thing. There are stories that I've said here tonight that we've told yesterday and tonight.
Baby, I'm sorry, but Tiffany watches us like she's watching a sitcom, y'all.
She's up
She
eating
said,
nachos.
I'm eating nachos and some dip right now. She told us last night, she said, I watch y'all like I'm sitting here watching a sitcom. Yeah.
But these are facts, people.
Yeah.
Think about this. There are people on here. One lady said earlier, and I'm not laughing at this. One lady said earlier when she was 17, her boyfriend kidnapped her for 2 weeks.
Dang.
Yeah, locked in his car for 2 weeks.
On here?
Yeah, it was way earlier.
Gosh.
There are people on here that have been raped, molested by family members or close relatives and friends. And then the sad part about it is when they try to tell family members or parents, they weren't believed. These are daddy and mommy issues. Think about how many women on here or men on here that have been told they're ugly or unattractive by their parents. There'll never be anything.
David, I see it. I'm about to have Joaquin look at it because I definitely want to address that. We were just talking about this
What?
the other day. You just spoke to this in a counseling session.
I did. We have people in here that have had children at a young age when they really didn't want to. Yeah, we have people here that have been, forced to have sex when they said it was love. And who was there supposed to protect them? Mom and daddy. But where were they? There's a young lady on here. I'm not gonna call her name.
Right.
I'm not gonna call her name, but she's pregnant and she says the father doesn't want the child. The father wants her to get an abortion. Any advice? That's your body. That is your body. As me as a man, mind my business. I can't tell you what to do with your body. But I'm saying the choice you make is what you have to live with. Period. It's not up to the father if he doesn't want to be in your life or the kid's life. It's up to you.
Yeah. And so we actually had this conversation yesterday with someone
Yeah.
about that very issue and how that's a choice also that we make when we're dealing with trying to fill a void.
Fill a void.
Because we think that if we do what he asks us to do, then he'll stay.
Or yeah, if I have this child, I'll be a better parent than my parents were to me.
Yeah.
Or what else you were gonna say?
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
We don't want to give you what decision to make.
Yeah, that's not our job.
But baby girl, you have to go in prayer.
Yes.
And you truly, truly have to I want you to truly go into prayer, and with or without his support, you have to make the best decision for you.
Because remember, once we have kids, this is one thing I don't understand. Once we have kids, our life is, no longer ours.
Yes. And he did tell her that if she decided to keep the baby, that he would be a part of the baby's life. But her whole thing is, I would be forcing him to be a part of the baby's life. I'm going to share something else with you all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our 22-year-old has struggled big time. I think since the age of 13. Would you say she's kind of struggled with the fact that he didn't want anything to do with her because
Yeah.
I wouldn't? Okay. So our 22-year-old struggled big time with the fact that her biological father didn't want to have anything to do with her because I wouldn't marry him when he found out I was pregnant with his child. She struggled so much that she would always question me and Joaquin with like, why doesn't he want me? Why doesn't he even take the time to be there for me? And here's the thing, I couldn't tell her why because I didn't know why. All Joaquin and I could do was love her right where she was, hug her, and simply tell her, baby, we don't even know why.
Yeah.
I was a direct result of my daughter's pain because I decided to have that child knowing that he was not going to be a part of our lives. Our 22-year-old has a sister that is 9 months younger than her. 9 months. No, 11 months. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
11 months younger than her. 11 months. So he decided that when I said no, he would go and start another family with somebody that would tell him yes. Therefore, neglecting her.
Yeah. But it all goes back to mommy, daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because we out here trying to live too fast and grow up too quickly because we're trying to we're trying to fill a void or prove a point.
Mm-hmm. And that's to the point now that she knows that he lost out on the opportunity to he lost out on the opportunity to be a part of her life. And she now realizes that, but she still deals with a lot of aggression, a lot of anger issues. She is quick to like get to 1,000.
Quick. So a lot of us have to break the cycle by first going back to the source and forgiving the source. And then you need to look in the mirror and truly forgive yourself for whatever.
Yeah. No, Keisha, I won't put it like that. Not the way that it's in there. I wouldn't put it like that.
Absolutely
No,
not. Yeah.
that definitely.
Anything
it's
going
not.
against anything going against God's law of love and destruction, that's not of God.
Yeah.
So if she makes a decision, that'll be a decision she just has to make and live with.
Right. And then she has to allow God to give her a settle, to give her peace with that situation and to help walk her through that situation, sweetheart. And that's why we always, at all times, let me tell you something, prayer. Because what we don't want this young lady to do is to make a rash decision without thinking about her and what's best for her, with or without him.
You know, my grandmother used to always say, you know, never make a permanent decision with a broken heart.
Yep.
Yeah. Never make a permanent decision with a broken heart. Make sure you've talked this thing out, prayed this thing out with the people that you need to.
Hey. Ashley Stamps, I can't believe you're not asleep right now.
Yes.
No, because that's her. That 1 to 1,000 in a moment.
Yeah, but I promise you, man, I was afraid of commitment, not because I was going to be bad at committing. I was afraid I was going to be like my father. Yeah, I was afraid I was going to fail as a husband. That I'm telling you, that's one of the things that still drives me to this day to be such the best husband that I can be, the best father that I can be.
Mhm.
You know, the fear of failing, or the fear of um, resembling my father other than appearance, is the fact that I put people in my life to make sure they can check me.
Mhm. Because of them bones getting old, baby.
And what?
Them bones getting old. She saw you stretch it out.
Oh
baby.
yeah, man! I popped my knees up a while ago.
I have a great
But,
question on YouTube
go
for
ahead.
me. So I was 21 when I got in. I'm gonna speak to something that some of you guys won't totally agree with. Okay. Um, because I'm gonna speak to abortion, and I'm gonna tell a piece of my story. I'm only gonna tell a piece of my story. She asked me, she says, why did you choose to keep your baby? She was talking to me about my 22-year-old. Okay. There was never, I think it's Rashida.
Mhm.
Rashida, it was never a question on whether or not I was keeping that one. I knew I was, regardless of where I was in life, where no matter where I was in my career. I was just coming out of college when I got pregnant with her, and I was doing my student teaching. But I knew that even where I was in that moment, I was keeping her. Because when I was 18, I did make the choice to abort a baby. And I would have been graduating from high school 8 months pregnant, and I didn't want to. And that was my choice then when I was 18. I mean, and at that point, that's just a choice that I made then. But I knew at 21, I wasn't going to make that same choice. But then at the age of 22, almost 23, I made the same choice to abort a second baby. And I aborted that baby because the father did not want the child. You make choices based on where you are in your life in those specific moments. Do I regret it? There was a lot of times I did regret it. I did. Um, it was tough. It was tough. I always, I mean, and I did. I went through so many emotions because it was like I knew what I was gonna name either of them, boy or girl. I always knew that. I mean, I, and so when people feel so judged when they go through stuff like that, I relate. I feel them. I understand what they're going through from the inside. And at some point in my life, Rashida, I had to ask God to forgive me, but I also asked God to understand where I was in my life at that time and that I was not attached to him. Because possibly at 22, if I was attached to God and I had that relationship with him, he probably would have given me a sense of peace about having the baby and about knowing that I would be okay if I did. But I didn't have that relationship with him at that time. I just, I didn't. So I mean, that was my story.
Yeah, that's a lot of young girls.
That was my story, and so that's what I did. So I don't, man, I don't look at people who make that choice to abort it. Like David said on YouTube, that's a sensitive subject, man. That's very sensitive to talk about.
And me as a man, me as a man that has matured, my opinion has changed over the years. Um, it's not any of my business what you do with your body. It's me as a male, as a man, as the potential. I mean, no, the father to a seed that I'm going to put in a woman. Um, it's our job to teach our young men to be responsible for their actions.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I and with Joaquin and I had this conversation, I think about maybe 2 months ago or less. It was years before you found out I had the second one, the second abortion, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was years because I wasn't upfront and honest because I didn't know how he would look at me. I didn't know if he would judge me. I didn't know if, it's like I didn't know.
And to be truthful, I probably would have when we first met, because of my ignorance and yeah, yeah, I probably would have judged her a little differently. Yeah. Because at that time I was not completely honest with a lot of my daddy mommy issues, why I acted a certain way, why I did certain things. And I remember telling her, I don't forget how we got on the subject of you having the first one. It was dealing with something with school and abortion. And my biggest thing was, for the male and the female at the time, it's like, if you're going to do the act, you got to be ready for the responsibility and the consequences. Every reaction has a reaction. And let me be completely honest and open with you here. Yes, I was a whore. I was very whorish. I use condoms 98, 99% of the time. But let's be real. Truth be told, if I'm being real, I probably should have 3, 4 kids running around here out of wedlock. I thank God I didn't they didn't see fit. No, I didn't. Anybody I messed with had abortions. I'm just saying no one ever got pregnant.
Yeah.
That I know of.
And if they did, and I'm glad he said that. And if they did, I told him, I said, what if somebody came and said, you have a child that's 16, 18 years old? What would we do?
Whew.
What would we do?
I'm gonna cry. Think about child support scared me.
Well, she denied you the opportunity to even try to pay it.
Well, that's true.
Oh.
But seriously, I would cry because that would be so sad that this child, I missed 18 years of this child's life that I could have made an impact in. However, my absence has made a greater impact in that child's life. Yeah, so. But once again, we go back to a lot of females. No, 100% of females and 100% of males, we make decisions based off of our mother and father issues. Period. Whether it's us being too cocky and too arrogant or too insecure and low self-esteem.
Okay.
Yeah, I dealt with them both.
Baby, somebody got you Hokey on YouTube.
Like I mean, Hokey.
Hokey.
Whatever, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Yep. Just did not cake. Yep.
But yeah, so and that's why I love talking and meeting people. That's why I love, if anybody on here wants to book us for any kind of conference or any kind of youth groups to speak, man, we look us up on our website. Let's get some things together, and we'll come out and do it once we get everything contract signed. But anyway,
Hey,
I love talking to men because we didn't have this.
do that shake, baby.
What?
Do the shake. I'm sorry, y'all. One of our followers on YouTube be having Joaquin.
Terrence, you stupid, man. Yeah. But this is why I love doing what this dude. Most people they're used to people coming out giving them a show. No, we coming out talking about real life to you. Letting you know that, guess what? In your scariest moments, in your deepest thoughts, we're here to tell you that you're not the only one. Despite how you feel, despite how you feel isolated and you're the only one going through this, you're not the only one.
Yeah, you're not.
And one reason we don't mind talking about our past happened. It's a part of our past that happened. Why deny it?
Oh, they loving this whole King on YouTube. Y'all need to be over here in the YouTube chat. Ashley Smoot, hey sweetie, we will be praying for you.
Whole King.
Oh, Ashley Stamps is a whole mess, David.
I was so serious now.
When I tell you she is a mess.
Yep. And this is the thing, people. When I was in the military, they used to put me over a unit called the Knuckleheads. When all the rough bunch come in, them the ones I dealt with in my unit. Them the ones I dealt with because I could relate to them. I could see their pain. I could see their aggression and where it came from, and I could relate to it and talk to them. And they knew Sergeant Lopez would get some stuff done. Ludacris had a song out. No, it's called Area Codes. That's what they used to call me. Man, Sergeant Lopez Area Codes. And guess what? For a little while, that's what I hung my hat on. Yeah. But I realized something. Whenever I finish with each and every woman, I'm still sad. I'm still empty. I still have a void to feel.
I'm so sorry, but YouTube is killing over here on these comments.
They call me Hogan?
Yeah, they says, when in doubt, give Hogan a shot. Ashley said a new t-shirt design coming through. Now we so sorry, but YouTube is killing over here with these comments.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
But yeah.
So I said, I literally just came from TikTok to YouTube. Like, yeah, Ashley Stamps is killing it over here in these comments, y'all, on YouTube.
Now, seriously, there were times, we'd be traveling with the unit, and prime example, the first time my wife and I actually took a trip, the second time, we actually took a trip we went somewhere, and we were in the airport, and a female ran up to me and was like, Sergeant Loper, hey, you remember me? And I was like, no, I do not. Were we married then? When the girl ran to me and was like, hey, Sergeant Loper, in the airport. Were we married then?
Mm-mm.
No, we were married then. But that used to happen. I don't look. And I was nothing but just a broken little boy. Yeah. So sometimes y'all see the people that y'all think they got it together. Just because they have a nice car, wear nice clothes, nice physique, may have a nice job, and they could be broken. But that's why it's your job as a young lady and a young man to do your research on these people and to do your homework on them and to put them through the ringer. Not in a disrespectful way.
Our YouTube is Joaquin and Stacey Loper, and people coming from.
Why did he really call me Joaquin?
Yeah, he Joaquin. Joaquin is over here on YouTube, y'all.
Yeah.
Joaquin and Stacey Loper is our YouTube.
But this is the thing. My uncles even told her this is a running joke in my family. Kid you not. In my family, you know what they say about Stacey and I? They say, oh, and my family is, very respectful, whatever. We know this is a joke. But then, Lord have mercy, here come the hoe and the thug. And y'all know who is who.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thug.
And this the hoe.
They said the only time she not the thug and she the hoe when I'm not around.
Yep. I'm only the hoe when he ain't around. So yep. Mm-hmm.
Look, and this is the thing. We're not laughing at our past transgressions. We're not laughing at the fact that we have a past that we're not proud of.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a laugh and of rejoicing because God kept us. Man, God kept us. He kept us in our right mind. I thank God I don't have any outside kids running around. I thank God I've never had an STD. I've never dealt with anything like that. I've never been stalked that I know of.
Hey baby, Terry said, coming soon to a creamery near you, the Joaquin shake. Terry's won the internet tonight. And Tiffany with a close second.
Yeah. Forget y'all.
Woo!
I'm trying to get some breakthrough up here. Y'all talking about Joaquin. That is funny though.
Joaquin. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chance, let's think about getting that Joaquin. Let's think about getting that Joaquin shake on one of those gift cards.
Mm-hmm. Now I gotta go see the Upshaws on Netflix.
Oh, you know Upshaws? Oh, yes. With Mike Epps, the one I'll be watching that night. With Mike Epps and
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you do watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, think about it, man. I thank God for everyone being here. But seriously, think about the seriousness of this. Think about your life and think back and think about why you made some of the decisions you made and why you made them.
Did you see?
It was all a dream.
I need to talk to Joaquin.
That's good. I'm sorry. Hey, Tiffany M, that's good.
That is too funny.
That is good.
Oh my gosh. It was all a dream. I used to talk to Joaquin. Joaquin. I'm so done.
Hey, somebody remix that. That needs to be on a remix.
It was all a dream. I used to talk to Joaquin. I couldn't resist. Joaquin in the house, y'all. Joaquin, come through.
I did.
Yeah. You definitely came through.
Yeah. Joaquin and Eileen. Hey, now this is the one laughing, and she the one had me and laying on top of her roof.
Don't do that. See, why you gotta always take the heat off you?
Yeah, had niggas laying on top of her roof. Commando style.
Oh my gosh. Somebody said, I left TikTok and came here. Hit that subscribe button. Smash the likes for us here on YouTube, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
we pray that everyone just gets over their mom and dad issues, face them, and not only face them, man, resolve them.
Yeah.
Resolve them so that you won't pass it on to the next generation. Um, and you're not the sum of your past mistakes. Just know that.
David said that's where the fiddle in the room came from. I came with YouTube tonight. Y'all have done me in tonight.
This girl's so silly, man.
Woo! Lord. TikTok brought me here. Yes.
Yes, and this is what it's about. I'm not afraid of anything that has happened in my past. And I thank God for my wife having the courage to speak about hers. Like David said earlier, abortion that's a very, very sensitive subject.
Yep.
And once again, I look as a man, I'm speaking for me. I don't have a dog in the fight. You have to do what's best for you.
And I'm telling you, it's a choice, everyone. It is truly a choice. Yep.
Yep. And everyone says, either way you choose, it's going to be life changing for you. Period. It's going to be a life altering decision either way it go.
Yeah. But baby, with all those kids your daddy had, your mama was so broke. We saw her kicking a can down the street and asked her what she was doing. She said, I'm moving. Sure. Your daddy didn't leave her no choice.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. He had all them kids to take care of. He just couldn't do it.
Let me tell you, I almost hit you with a low blow.
Oh.
How do you resolve parent issues that may hurt your siblings? Ooh. How do you resolve parent issues that may hurt your siblings? Do I just keep it to myself?
That's kind of, you resolve them with the parent.
Hey, I'm sorry, Shayna Thompson. Return of the Mac, Cocaine edition.
Y'all know his daddy was a Macologist.
Yeah. Hey, middle name MACK.
If I don't know who asked the question about how do I resolve my parent issues without hurting my siblings, how you do that is you have that conversation with you have that conversation with your parents. Don't involve your siblings if you stand a chance of hurting them. If you can do it without involving them, do it that way. And that was one of the things that I had to do with my mom, is that I had to resolve my issues with my mom without hurting my younger brother, because he's very protective over my mom, but my mom coddles him. So rightfully so, that's where he's going to be. And his alliance is going to lie with her. So I had to resolve those issues with my mom directly.
In a respectful way.
Yeah, in a very respectful. I've never disrespected her in the process.
Yeah, this is the thing. When you're going to get clarity from your parents, they're going to give you what they have. And it's your job to either, accept it and move on. Because we can't not go back in the past and change anything. I promise you, man, me and my dad, we have one of the coolest relationships now. Because at the end of the day, that's still who I came from. I still respect him as my father. He got me here.
Yeah.
It's up to me as I get older to see where I come from, remember the things that were good for me, and use those.
Yeah.
I saw domestic abuse in my house. I never forget. I was 12 years old, and back in the day, David, I know you can speak to this, and T also. Back in the day, we used to have brooms that were wood brooms. The handles were wood brooms, not this little flimsy metal stuff. And the brooms back then were about that round. And I never forget one night I was about 12, and I woke up and my dad was into it with my mom, and he was choking her. And I never forget hitting him across the back with one of those brooms while he was bent over, and I broke the broom. I broke that broom on my father, and I never forget him turning around looking at me. And I was 13, he was such a large man. You know, I'm looking up at him, and I never forget crying. He just walked out the house. And all I could do was sit there on the floor and cry with my mom. Some people would say, man, how can you forgive your father? That wasn't my marriage. That wasn't my marriage. My father did what people allowed him to do. He was coddled as well. My grandmother had my father at 15 years old. So he was actually raised by his grandmother, who he thought was his mom. My father didn't know that his mom was his mom. He thought it was his sister until he was like 12, 13.
Your dad?
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Why?
Because he was raised by my grandmother. He was raised by my great grandmother. So the way she raised him, my Mammy wasn't old enough. I mean, wasn't mature enough.
Mammy was in them streets. Was she? I mean, I'm gonna ask. That was actually a serious question. She was in them streets, so he learned it from the best, baby. Oh, Mammy was a mess with herself.
Yeah, she was.
For real?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to address a couple of things on YouTube. That's a great question, Tiffany. After the forgiveness with your parents, do you still live with the trauma?
Yes.
Yeah, it's always there.
Yeah, you live with the trauma. That's why I love this book. Ugh. I reference this book like the trauma isn't going anyway. It's how you cope with it now.
Mm-hmm.
See, once you deal with it, you learn how to compartmentalize things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this book here blessed my life. Getting past what you'll never get over. Getting past what you'll never get over.
Mm-hmm.
By John F. Westphal. This is one of the best reads I've ever read. It talks about from depression to trauma to heartbreak, to marriage, losing a child. Man, this is a good book.
I'm going to be honest with you all, and I think some of you might actually agree with what I'm about to say. This is from a professional standpoint, okay? You talk about, do we still live with the trauma after, our parents are gone and after the forgiveness, okay? We still live with the trauma, but more than anything, most people live with what Teresa is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom wouldn't hear her truth. And that's the problem with so many different people and their traumas, is when they try to speak to those traumas, when they try to resolve it, when they try to understand the why, the people that they go to don't believe them.
Shut them down.
The people that believe them start pointing the finger.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you live with usually the most. It's the trauma. It happened, but the whole point is, why did it happen to me?
Yep.
And why did they let it happen to me?
Yep.
That's the thing that most people live with and that torment them throughout their entire lives. Okay.
And then guess what? Then you stop trusting people.
Yep.
So when you stop trusting people, now you harbor all that on the inside of you, and you don't even have an answer for something you didn't even ask to be on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. In my years of going through, in my years of being a grief recovery specialist, that is one of the things that I learned, that 8 out of 10 of my clients, It's not necessarily that the trauma is what's continuing to destroy them. It's the reaction and it is the guilt and the shame that they still hold to it because nobody ever wanted to hear them, wanted to listen to them, wanted to be there for them. That's the main thing.
Yep. Yeah. I used to, my wife would tell you, I used to look myself in the mirror and just tell me, I'm going to be a better father today. I'm going to be a better dad today. I'm going to be a better husband today.
Mhm.
I had to get away from, I'm going to be better than my father. Look, one thing we can't change is Dana, DNA. My mother and my father, that's who they are. That's where I come from. But I am an individual myself. I can't allow my father's past um, hiccups and mistakes and skeletons to be mine. I have to make the decisions that are based on what I want my life to be like. And that's what I've done. And you know, and you can see the generational curses as you look at your older siblings and other people and how they fell into the same trend. And that's like, you just set yourself aside from them.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I know I had to stop years ago. Years ago, I had to stop comparing myself to not being like my father and just be the best me.
Mhm. And that's where I'm going to be honest with you all. When he stopped comparing himself to his father and he stopped trying not to be what his father was, that's when I saw my husband's spiritual walk go to another level. That's when I saw him mentally and as far as his thoughts were concerned, I truly saw him just go to another level, just in everything, in truly becoming the man that he was meant to be and asking God to make him that man, that husband, that father.
Yep. Sometimes we focus so much on what our parents were not for us, and sometimes we overlook, man. Hey, once again, the main thing they got us here. Our childhood may not have been picture perfect,
Right.
and what I grew to learn is the people that we looked at that we wished our lives probably were like weren't no better than us.
Right. Hmm.
Their families just had a little bit more money. So yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is a subject that brings up a lot of past scars, past issues. People have buried a lot of emotions that need to be dealt with. And this is the thing. I hear a lot of people reading the comments, and a lot of people saying, "My mother, or my father is past." It still doesn't mean that you can't forgive them. Write them a letter. Do something to get it off of you.
Oh, no, I'm not. Rashida, she said, I've been wanting to ask. I'm not. I'm me by me.
That's it.
I am
That's
me
it.
by
Yeah, she'd
me.
have ruined that whole chapter. But hey, if she would have, that's probably what she would have crossed over as.
Hmm. Yes, we in going through all of our issues. Both of us have been through grief recovery. Someone on TikTok was asking us, was there any therapy for us? Child, we couldn't do what we do now. We didn't have therapy to help us through our
No.
stuff.
Yeah.
We truly, and we still go to couples counselors, couples to marriage counseling. And we also have mentors in our lives
Yep.
as well that help
Yep.
us walk through many different issues in our lives.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
this is the thing. The stuff we're preaching to you all, we're not what we do. We've never done anything or asked a couple to do anything that we haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
Period. We get coaching every 2 to 3 months. Period. And that's when things are even going great. Just because things are going great don't mean you don't need a little checkup. Just because things are going good in your marriage or in your life don't mean you still need people to speak life into you, to encourage you, to affirm you.
You better say it, David. Also known as Joaquin's first, last, and only.
Hey, yeah.
Ho Joaquin. Oh, y'all killing me with the whole key tonight.
That's a new fraternity.
That's a new fraternity. And it only has one member.
That's all it needs.
That's all it needs. Shoot.
Ho Joaquin. I'm gonna come up with me
a symbol. Tiffany, you didn't give my husband a new name a night ago. Everybody on this line gonna remember him as Joaquin. They gonna come in and say, "Hey, Joaquin." I'm telling y'all, that's why they who worked 16 years ago.
Whatever. Well, actually, our first mentor and our first counsel was our friend and pastor 12 years ago.
12 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Was our pastor. So one was my uncle, who, you have to be very, very, very strategic in who you allow speaking to your life in moments such as this. And then God sent other people into our lives over those couple years that started speaking into our lives, and we started calling when we had certain issues. See, when you get to a certain point in your marriage, everybody that is your on that kindred spirit can't speak in life into everyone. We had certain uncles or certain people that spoke into different compartments of our lives. But more than anything, we just needed that encouragement that we could do it. Mm-hmm. Gave us practical things that we could walk through that allowed us to learn how to love each other differently. Yeah. We're gonna do a segment soon. Coming here soon. It's gonna be called Fighting Fair.
Did we do that already? We're gonna do it now. I think we did Fighting Fair.
We did Fighting Fair?
I think so.
Have we done Fighting Fair? I don't think we've done Fighting Fair. Mm-hmm. And it's learning how to talk to your spouse, not talk at them. Once again, how do you learn how to communicate with people? Mama, daddy issues.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Fighting fair also means that you don't make decisions because you're in your pain or you're in your moment, or you feel like, well, you can't correct me because you did this, and that's why yeah, you can't.
It's called immaturity.
Yeah. Because you're hurting. Yes, I think we did something close to that, but we can definitely do it again. Because people need to hear about, fighting fair and what that looks like, even in the midst of the brokenness and the pain. Yeah.
You want to speak on what we talked about this morning? About the lady. Okay. I'm looking for something.
No, but no. We don't ask our clients to do anything we wouldn't do.
No. And if they come with the issue that we don't know, we send them somewhere else.
Yep. If they need help with we can come at it a different angle, David. That's true. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Ashley Stem said, "Oh yeah, we did Fighting Fair. I think that's one of the ones she logged off of."
It sure was.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. We are gonna do one on Fighting Fair because a lot of people don't know what that looks like. They don't, and I mean, when we think about it, and we're being real, I'm about to throw Joaquin up on the bus, but I think both of us have struggled with that in our marriage.
What?
It's not fighting fair. You didn't fight fair when you went and bought that.
No, I wasn't fighting fair. Shoot, man, she hurt me. I'm trying to get some payback. Shoot, that's called immaturity.
Ashley Stamps. You never want, when I call you to do a session with you, you always shut down on me, Ashley Stamps. Don't do that.
Mommy Daddy Issues Part 3?
Oh yeah, Mom and Daddy Issues Part 3 is the next one we're doing. Yeah. Mhm. Yep.
We all have them, people.
We do.
And let me say this: people, a lot of times, people think that arguing is effective. It's not effective communication. Arguing with your spouse or significant other is not effective communication. It means you don't fight well. Because in order to have a effective communication, I have to be able to hear my wife's opinion, hear her heart,
I understand my why.
understand the why, and then just let it sink in, digest it. It ain't about rebuttaling and give your response your response all the time.
It doesn't work with you though, Ashley. You text me immediately and say, "Did you just decline my call?" You can't have her out here doing this.
Well, I'm trying to find this quote that I actually had.
Yes, why can't you throw my past up in my face? He used to throw some of the stuff I did and said in my face as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he definitely did that.
yeah. Look. I always tell people, it's almost like being in court. Um, I can't ask the prosecutors can't ask anything unless the defendants them they bring it up. I told my wife, as long as your past does not affect our present or our future going forward, we good. You never heard anything about it. But once you bring your past into it's fair game now.
Yeah.
It's fair game.
He did always let me know that, y'all.
Yeah, it's
He
fair
was
game.
very upfront with me with that. He was like, as long as he says, look, I understand you have a past. I have one too. But do not let it become a part of our future or our present. That's when it becomes an issue. And that's exactly what my past did.
Yep.
Yep.
So understand this: your choices, not your mistakes. Everyone on here is old enough to understand we don't make mistakes; we make choices, and your choices have consequences. Yep. No different than my 8-year-old. If I tell you not to do something, you know you're not supposed to do it. I'm sorry, not gonna save you.
Anne Marie Rodriguez, we would love to speak to you about that. But I also want you to go on to our YouTube page and go back like a week, go back 2 weeks, because we actually just did a live on that. And we talk about how to forgive after infidelity. And it's good too. I think that was the most shared and watched live that we've done over the past month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. When people are saying things to you, I read this quote. It said, "Your feelings." It says, "What you are feeling is not even real without proper communication." Yeah.
I'd honestly just have to off Derek
Yep.
if he ever cheated.
What you are feeling is not even real without proper communication.
Yep.
Yep. So look here, and we're gonna get on up out of here.
We're coming back to you all Saturday. It won't be as early as we normally do
We're traveling.
because we're traveling Saturday and we don't know exactly what time we're getting back Saturday.
Yeah.
But we will come on Saturday evening. Do you just want to make it for an evening session, baby?
Don't say to him.
Okay. Just stay tuned for the time and everything. David, we will let you know what time. D. Clark, we'll let you know what time too. Ashley Stamps, I'll let you know. I guess. Exactly. We never heard it. We never read the message or anything. Oh, Deborah, that's good. You have to love them where they are.
Thank you, D. Clark.
Dealing with that it's tough because mental illness can cause it. That's Deborah. That's very tricky when you talk about forgiving a parent who had mental illness, because sometimes they can't even defend themselves, let alone defend the ones they made. And so that's very Lady Susie Q. She wants to know the name of the book again.
My wife's book is on our website, www.blendedandwinning.com. The name of her book is Total Surrender. That's the book they're talking about?
No, baby, they're talking about getting past what you'll never get over.
Oh, well, just get both of them. Go to our website, www.blendedandwinning.com.
He is my walking billboard,
y'all. Subscribe to our page, and it's called Total Surrender. But if you were looking for the book that I held up earlier, here it is here. It's one, okay. Getting Past What You'll Never Get Over by John F. Westfall. And Miss M. Benson up here, she said, do you all work with single people as well? Yes, we do. Mm-hmm. Go to our website and subscribe to our page, and let's talk. Let's chat.
Yep. Let's chat. Go all the way down to the bottom of the homepage and do the Let's Chat information, and we'll get right back with you. We do have availability opening up starting next week. Yep. Starting next week, we have availabilities for new clients.
Clients, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good morning. Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Deborah. She said she loves our ministry. Thank you.
Somebody asked this question. You know what? I don't even know if I should give you the time, but
I'm over you too, Ashley. I'm gonna blow up your phone tomorrow. I might. I gotta travel tomorrow, so.
Somebody asked about our rings. The phone is not flipped, so these are our left hands. We love these rings because the rings are. If I lose it or tear it up, I just grab one out of my drawer, so we don't have to mess about our other rings.
You better tell her, Shania. She started it.
Yeah, Landon Ramirez asked. I'm gonna let YouTube and TikTok answer this question for you since you want some attention. I hope this got you on attention.
Susan, hey girl.
But Landon Ramirez asked the question: Do you like white people? Yeah.
I wish I could show you a picture of Ashley Stamps right now. She is white as they get. Y'all, she just got real hot when I said that. Woo! I mean, like her body temperature just got real hot.
Smoking on
I know she's so hot right now. But yeah, if I can show you a picture of Ashley Stamps, yep.
Go to our TikTok page and go back and you'll see Ashley Stamps dancing on there with my wife.
Yeah, you'll see Ashley Stamps dancing on here. We love us some white people, okay?
Yeah. Which her husband and her 3 kids have stayed at our house before.
Yes, they have.
Yes. 8-hour food.
Wish I could show you a picture of Ashley Stamps. She's on my YouTube page, actually.
We love everybody.
Yes, we do.
See, for you to ask that question, you don't know about Timmy.
You don't know about Timmy Bowles.
You don't know about Timmy.
I would say
I mean, just go put people out there. Go look these people up. You don't need people crazy. Please.
Oh.
And I married the best of both worlds. I have it's a white woman trapped in there somewhere.
Yep. Yep. No hide and seek for Ashley, baby. She is white as white can get, okay? Ashley Warner.
Somebody said white lightning.
Yep.
So yes, we love all people, man. We long as you cool, we cool.
Yep. Long as you cool, we cool.
Thanks for your question.
Yeah, and me and Ashley can throw jabs at each other and wake up the next morning and call and FaceTime each other. That's just how we do it. Ain't that right, Ashley? She told me today she don't know why she liked me.
Miss Benson, our YouTube name is Joaquin and Stacy Loper. D. Clark, if you're still in here, please pin that in the chat for me on TikTok, please. Joaquin and Stacy Loper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know D. Clark. That's why I went ahead and spoke to it.
She's talking about when I would cut the lights off on her kids. So when you turn the lights off, her kids can't see me. It's like, where did she go?
Where did Miss Stacy go?
Baby, I'm still here. That's what I'm like. I'm still here. Ashley, sure, her girls, we want to call me in the morning on their way to school. We be talking sometimes in the morning.
Say some kids, she goes to them.
Yeah, Addison, one of her daughters say peekaboo, and I just turn my lights off. Be like, peekaboo. That's what I do with my friends, y'all.
You gotta have fun, y'all.
That's it.
You gotta have fun.
Josh L. Go to blendedandwinning.com and scroll down on the homepage and send us an email. It's the Let's Chat information. Yep.
But yeah, once again, I thank God that he saw fit of taking two broken young people. Well, I'm young. She was, But yeah, he took two people. Yeah. With the damn past. And, he allowed us to make decisions. We were the ones that had to make decisions for our lives. God has a plan for our life, but he's not going to walk it out for us. So I thank God he chose us to be together to do this with one another.
Hold on. Rashida just told somebody, I feel sorry for anyone ringing my doorbell when I'm watching the Lopers. She said, because I ain't missing this. She said, they going to be standing outside. They just going to have to wait.
She said, I hope they'll use the bathroom. They're going to have to wait.
They're going to have to wait. Y'all are so sweet.
Yeah, somebody said she was young too. No, she wasn't young.
I'm young, y'all. Here, I'm his mountain lion, y'all. I got used to it now.
This is not a cougar. This is my mountain lion.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, all right,
y'all. As y'all can hear, she wasn't playing now.
I got to get up and go for my jog in the morning if it's not raining. You still reading comments? Yeah.
She just said a joke. She was talking about my mama.
Yeah, I was talking about her mama. Hey, did y'all hear about his mama? She fell in love with a dentist and she got sedated. Hey, she fell in love with an electrician and got shocked.
Get out. Yeah. See why I finna shock you.
Oh,
hey. What?
Nothing.
We're in Birmingham, Alabama. But if you go to our website, you can find us anywhere because we're on Zoom too. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please go subscribe to our page on YouTube at Joaquin and Stacy Loper, as well as our internet page, www.blendedandwinning.com. Mm-hmm. Once you go there and subscribe to their page, you'll get all of the upcoming events and everything. So all of the meet and greets that are coming soon. Mm-hmm. We look forward to meeting you all. We look forward to having fun with you all. We look forward to growing with you all.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So the time will be determined a little bit later for what time we're coming in on Saturday. We're sorry we don't necessarily have a time for you all right now.
T said you did the Joaquin shake.
I told you I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around. Hey. Yes, we love you all. We love you with the love of Christ. My name is Stacey Loper, and this is my wonderful, wonderful husband, Joaquin.
And we are Blended and Winning.
And so are you. And so are you.
That's why Ashley, the lies.
Yeah. Haven't I been doing? Oh, thank you for the gift.
No, she said jogging.
Yeah, jog. I'm going jogging. I'm walking. I am not jogging. You're right, Ashley.
That's what I'm saying.
I hadn't made it to jogging yet.
All right, we love y'all. God bless you. We love you with the love of Christ.
Bye. With
David.
the hoo-dee-hoo!
And Loop Loop.
Yes.
D. Clark, Ashley, thank you. David, Taj, thank you so much, man. God bless everyone else. We'll talk to you all later.
David, tell your wife we said thank you because we know it's late.
Yes.
So tell her thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope she's been on here with the tea. I'll talk to you later, man.
Bye.
God bless y'all.